Hi. Just trying to adjust the light. It's very dark today. I love today. It's so nice and cozy. Rainy. Sounds like it's starting to lighten up. I hope it doesn't stop because I am just really digging a nice, cozy, relaxing day today. Um, so hi, it's me, your favorite tattoo face. Oh, now with the light, you can see it's how glittery and sparkly it is. I am so impressed. I know I said this before, but look, and don't think I'm gross and didn't wash my face or my hands after yesterday. I have been washing my hands a lot, especially after I did my video yesterday, I went out in the garden and got my plants planted finally. And I mean, you have to scrub under your fingernails after you've been digging in the dirt and stuff. Not that I was scrubbing up here or anything, but I've been washing my hands like we're supposed to. And I washed my face last night, but look how cool this is still. Didn't have to go to the store because we had some drain unclogging stuff. The sink is fine for now, I guess. It's an emergency, so it's not like we need a plumber. Anyways, if you watched yesterday, stressed out about my sink overflowing. But I feel great today. I hope everybody else is feeling good. A lot of people that I talked to yesterday were also feeling kind of funky. So maybe something has shifted. Actually, let me check. See what phase the moon is in. I was thinking about it's in Leo. No wonder. So yeah, yesterday the moon was in Cancer, and that's why I wanted to plant, because water signs are a good time to plant your plants. And so I guess we switched into Leo last night or this morning or something. So that's probably why I feel good today. I am a Leo, and it's a fire sign, so it's like a energetic sign, whereas Cancer is a water sign, which it tends to be emotional. And I was I was in such a funk yesterday. And I don't think it was just the sink flooding. It was just I don't know, whatever. A lot of people I talked to today also felt that way. So can you believe that it's almost May? When I was taking my notes last night, I realized, oh crap, it's almost May Day, Beltane. So I've also been doing lots of research. That's why I love a cozy rainy day, because now I can have an excuse to just dive into all my books and stuff. And I've got I posted on Instagram. Hopefully some more people will join us, because I've got my basket of all of my oracle decks. So I was going to do hopefully some live readings, but if nobody shows up, that's okay. I'm going to pull a card from this deck that we pulled from yesterday, because I think I've gone through all of my decks so far. So meditate with, which is a good way to connect to your third eye, but also your crown. So we're talking about the crown chakra today, which is the top of your head. Again, like I said in the third eye chakra video, I've always been wrong about well, I haven't been wrong, but I was just confused, I guess. I always thought third eye was purple and crown was white or clear, but it's actually third eye is indigo. Well, I knew indigo was the color of the third eye, but I always thought indigo was purple. But it's actually a dark blue. And then the crown chakra is clear, white, or purple. So yay, purple's my favorite color, and I'm excited about going to get to talk about some of my favorite stones. So I've got my purple on. I painted my nails sparkly. My toes are purple. I've still got my fancy tattoos. So today I'm feeling like how I wanted to feel yesterday. I'm feeling like very connected and grounded and calm. I can breathe better. And I don't, maybe it is the Leo. Maybe I'm just connecting to the Leo moon. I don't know. Um, so I do have some music in the background, but because I'm in my bedroom today, because I've just been having a lazy cozy day sitting at my little I call it my magical desk where I keep all my oils and cards and herbs and so I'm just kind of I'm getting ready for Beltane tomorrow, which is a fire festival. I was supposed to go out and hopefully it'll clear up tomorrow. I was supposed to go out and clear all the sticks so that my husband could mow this weekend, and I was hoping to light a fire for Beltane, and traditionally to hop over the fire, and it actually supposedly clears you of illness for the rest of the year. It's like Beltane is like the beginning of summer or welcoming summer, so it's like one of the lightest times of the year, and you're like celebrating. We made it. We actually made it through winter. Winter's gone for now. So you're celebrating, and by jumping over the fire, the flames are supposed to protect you from illness. And um, so I was hoping to have a little fire pit tomorrow. We'll see if it stays clear. I mean, it's supposed to be clear this weekend, but the weather is never correct, right? I mean, all day yesterday I thought it was going to rain, so I was hurrying up, like trying to get the plants in the garden, and then it never rained until like early this morning. Um, so yeah, the crown chakra is the top of your head, and the color is purple or white. So I've got two stones to talk about today. We'll be talking about selenite, which is white, and also amethyst. And I have my lavender tea again today, and we'll talk about a few other herbs that connect to the crown chakra. And the sound is 963 hertz, which I don't have any notes about what note that is on the scale. Maybe it's not. So it's supposed to decalcify and activate the pineal gland, which is in the front of your brain, which is where your third chakra is located, or your third eye chakra is located. It connects you to spirit and enables you to experience oneness and your true nature. And it reminds you that you are not from God. So the crown chakra connects you to God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it. Where the third eye was connecting you to being able to see the big picture and seeing those other realms and dimensions and spirit. But your crown chakra is your connection to it, or your feeling connection to it, your connection to source or God, whatever you choose to believe, or the divine. If it's blocked, you are feeling disconnected from the divine. A disconnect from as well. Your is more where that is centered, your connection to other people, but it's like your crown chakra is like your connection to humanity as a whole. So let's see. I've got a lot of amethyst to show you today. I've got like all different forms, which I think is really cool. I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, I also mix lavender in with my coffee. Like I had a little bit of coffee left, and then I poured the lavender tea on top of it. It's actually really delicious. So I think I mentioned in another video just how fascinating I find it that these are created and have all these different shapes and forms, and they're so beautiful. But I'm always surprised. Amethyst is not one of those. Its raw form is like purple and beautiful. So this is raw amethyst. But I'm just always so surprised by like other stones that if you look at it in raw form, which I don't have, I should. If you look at it in raw form, it's like, how did you even know that a precious mineral? And then when it's all nice and polished, this is actually a banded amethyst, so it has like this stripe, that stripe through it. And there's actually, you can't really see it, but there's actually like a lot of different stripes. And you're probably used to seeing it in clusters like this. This is a very light colored amethyst. And again, I think it was light to begin with, but I still left it out in the sunlight, so it kind of lightened a little bit. This is my only amethyst cluster that I have. It's the only cluster in general that I have. I love it. So working with amethyst, you can put it on top of your head, or like if you're laying on the ground, you can put it like a little bit above your head. It clears and activates the crown chakra. It's also purifying and detoxifying. It's related to the element air, which is also your air usually represents mental, like your thought process, thinking. It supposedly protects you against drunkenness. And that goes back to the mythology of, I thought it was, it's Greek mythology. I thought it was Dionysus, but maybe that's Roman. But I don't know the full story, but oh gosh, I wish I could remember. Why didn't I write it down? I was like, oh, I'll remember it. I don't need to write it down. But he's chasing somebody, Mies or Diana or something like that, in the woods, and she hid by turning herself into a crystal. He supposedly poured wine on her. How it's purple color. So it has been traditionally to prevent drunkenness, and the Greek and Romans used to drink out of amethyst goblets to prevent them from overindulging. Supposedly, my engagement ring is amethyst, and it has never prevented me from getting drunk. Because for those of you that know me, I tend to drink a lot. The beverages, not just alcohol. I like panic if I don't have water around me, and I usually have I've got a cup of water up there. I've got a jug of water downstairs. I've got I did have, until I mixed them together, I had a cup of coffee and a cup of tea. I have beverages. I have a drinking problem in all shapes and forms. So I've never experienced preventing me from drunkenness at all. It also dispels illusion. It's going to go along with the mental connection. Yeah, I mean, think about if your mind isn't clear, you're not going to have a connection to God, or if that makes sense. Like you tend to get stuck in your head, and your thoughts just go spin you around in circles. And amethyst helps with mental clarity, and selenite is also going to help with mental clarity, but it is also going to clear negative energy. So selenite. Maybe I'll talk about that another day. So these are it. You typically see it in this form. No, because I need a darker color. No. Maybe just holding it well, it has the structure of it is really interesting. You can easily see the lines, and the refracted light is what makes it has that sheen on it. It's very soft. very, very, very soft. You do not want to get water on your selenite. Even if you have like a polished one, like this little worry, um, I was dumb and thought that because it was polished that it had like a protective coating on it. And I tried to use it as a massage tool once and the oil like kind of damaged it a little bit. So it's not, doesn't have as much sheen to it as it should. And it kind of like you can feel it kind of disintegrating a little bit. I have accidentally gotten water on them and they do start to kind of crumble and break off. Um, you'll typically find it, and this is its natural. I mean, it's cut. It's been cut a little bit, but it hasn't been polished. And I've got this larger palm stone. And the same thing. I tried to use it as a massage tool. I'm dumb. I should know better. But the white and like clear quartz crystal, one good for the chakra. White is always going to be energy clearing. Quartz crystal is going to magnify. But selenite, like you can use, because it's in the wand form, I mean, you can use the round one for clearing as well, but you can use it like you would a smudge stick to cleanse your energy field. You can cleanse objects, cleanse a room, cleanse my table, just so that I'm not damaging it with smoke or like ashes or like burning holes in the fabric. So it's a great thing to use to clear object rooms. I wrote down a quote from Judy Hall, who writes, she's written a lot of, the one that I have is called 101 Power Crystals. And she says, selenite reunites the shards of the divine. It's also going to shine light in dark places. So it's like clearing out that negative energy, clearing out the darkness, reminding you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's an auric cleanser and healer, and it's going to connect you to the divine as well. These amethyst are like two of my favorite stones. I used to sleep with selenite. And ever since I haven't, I actually don't sleep as well as I used to. But the one that I used to sleep with, because I've told this story in another video, so I don't know if it's like too repetitive to be repeating it. But this wand here, it's really about like this long from here to here. I used to sleep with it like this because as a massage therapist, I was having trouble with like in my sleep doing weird things with my hands, like I guess clenching my fists or something like that. And I'd wake up in the morning and just like be so, even if I wear guards and thumb braces sleep, but I was still like waking up with these like cramps in my hands, and it was so horrible. And because of my profession, I needed to like save my hands. So I used to sleep with the selenite wand like this, and it really worked. I know that's like the weirdest thing ever. And I'm not the only one that sleeps with crystals. I'm not the only weirdo with a tattoo on her forehead either, but I'm certainly not the only weirdo that sleeps with crystals. And so I used to sleep just so that it would like keep my hand straight. And I stopped doing that. I don't sleep as well, but I had turned it into this wand because this rose quartz wand broke, and I just wanted something to connect it together. And now I've got this magic wand. So yeah, I used to sleep with it. It's great. I feel like it helped me remember my dreams and just cleared the day away, so I was able to sleep well. That is just something that I've experienced. It's not something that I've like read anywhere. That's just what I experienced. Yeah. So lavender, lavender is pretty common and known as, I think because of the purple color, that's what's going to connect you to the divine. Purple in general was always kind of used to represent royalty, or so I can see how it just relates or connects you to the divine, that color. Um, where was I? Oh, lavender. It's a antidepressant. It's delicious. I've honestly never drank lavender as a tea before. I diffuse it in my diffuser. I use it in my massage. So it was like a really great experience to drink it. It's got this really nice flavor. It kind of reminds me of Earl Grey tea. I don't know what plant. I don't even know what plant Earl Grey tea is made out of, but it has that similar flavor to me. I don't know if I'm right about that or not. And just like, bring it up to your, you can smell it, and it's lovely. I don't know why I used it before. I just always use my lavender for infusing in massage oils, or I only have a little bit right now, so I only like that's why I saved, like, I steeped that tea that I made yesterday, because I thought I was doing crown chakra yesterday, and I steeped it overnight because I didn't want to make another cup today because I didn't want to waste it. And I only have a little tiny bit of it, and I'm going to use it to hopefully make some yummy herbal candles this afternoon. That's what my goal is for today. Um, so yeah, I'm used to using it like externally. I've never really ingested it before. So that's oh, that's Jen. Nobody ever really sees her. She's our little scaredy cat, our little old lady scaredy cat. Oh, you guys got a rare treat. Mm. Um, so lavender is an antidepressant and anti-anxiety. That's why it's most commonly used in massage oils and candles and aromatherapy. Um, and it's just very gentle. I think it's one of the reasons why it's so popular is that, like, I mean, who doesn't really like lavender? I think it's just gentle. It's not too florally, and there's so many different kinds. Um, I would even guess hundreds. I'm not sure about that, but it might even be hundreds of kinds of lavender. I'm trying to grow some this year. I've tried to grow it in the past, and I don't know if I just got bad luck with seeds or what. I usually do start from seeds. I've never bought like a plant. Or my mom has a gorgeous, she has a green thumb anyways, which I did not inherit, but she has this gorgeous lavender that it ended up being a white lavender. So she was kind of disappointed, but it's huge and it's beautiful. But I've never bought like the actual plant before. So maybe I would have better luck if I don't know what I'm doing wrong starting it from seed, or if I just got some bad seeds. But this year I finally got them they're about this big, and I didn't put them in the ground yesterday because I wanted to let them get a little bit bigger so they weren't like too young and get shocked by transplanting that early, which is what usually happens to me. I'm so impatient. So hopefully I'll have some nice fresh lavender to make some massage oil later this summer. And I also wanted to put it. It's high in antioxidants, which and is commonly used for breast cancer, which I was not aware of that. So it's great to make oil to use on your breasts for preventative. Oh, as cancer treatment, I guess is what the research is saying. Um, and that's accessible. You can go get some lavender tea at the grocery store, if you're not able to get, especially right now. I just found out that Mountain Rose Herbs isn't shipping. They were getting so many orders that they had to, and were understaffed because of the pandemic. So they might be back up now. I might check a little, because I do want to get some more lavender. And if you ever need any herbs, let me know, because Mountain Rose Herbs is amazing, but they're on the West Coast and shipping is usually pretty high. So if you ever want herbs and want to split shipping with me, I am totally down for that, because I buy in bulk, so I get a discount with them. If you ever just want to jump on that order and we can share the shipping, I would be totally happy to do that. And it would give me an excuse to place an order, which I'm always looking for an excuse. Um, so other herbs, another one of my favorite herbs is coffee root, and it has this like kind of spicy, mild spicy flavor. Like I like to mix it with like cinnamon and nutmeg, like that kind of um, flavor palette there. Um, I recommend mixing it with milk because the kava lactones need to bind to a fat, so it makes like a really nice like kind of eggnoggy, like nutmeggy, cinnamony kind of milk drink. You can use like almond milk or any nut milks if you're not dairy friendly. But yeah, it's delicious, and I love like mixing it with milk and keeping it in the fridge, and then using that as my creamer for my coffee, and along with some other herbs. But and because it's not really sedative, it's just relaxing, and then the energizing caffeine of the coffee, it's just a really nice combination to be energized yet calm at the same time. Um, so it is a pain reliever, but it's also antiseptic, which I'm learning so much by doing this video. I'm like, um, just by like doing extra research that or maybe it's just things I for some reason didn't stick in my mind before. So I did not know it was antiseptic. So that's very interesting. It's also anti-anxiety. Um, and so it improves memory and mental clarity. Again, that's going to connect you to your crown chakra to help you clear your mind so that you're able to connect to the divine. Um, so it's like improving your back because it doesn't make you sleepy. It's just relaxing. Um, oh, I haven't even smudged yet. Oh my gosh. But instead of doing sage, I'll do Palo Santo because that's the next herb I'm going to talk about. And so this is a really short one. I'm almost out, but it comes in these sticks, and you really to light them. You really want to like keep the flame on it for a while. I usually actually I don't have one near me, but I usually light a candle and then hold the stick over because it takes a while to get going, and then you want to let it burn for a little bit before you blow it out, or sometimes it'll go out on its own. But letting it burn for a while really, because I mean, you're burning it, it's a whole piece of wood. So, um, it has the most pleasing smell. I love Palo Santo. And getting the essential oil, I just ordered when I did my last order in January, my essential oil order. I did Palo Santo, and it's kind of expensive. I think it might be endangered. If not, it's close to being endangered. It's you're supposed to. What I just learned, another new thing that I learned. Um, I knew that like it was over harvested, and I didn't know that one of the things that is going on with it, which is why I'm thinking that it may be endangered, is that you're not supposed to harvest the wood from the tree. Like you're not supposed to cut part of the tree off or cut the branch off or whatever. You're supposed to use dead wood that naturally fell off, not just for sustainability, but happens chemically in the branches when they fall off that creates this heavenly scent, which I did not know that. I mean, I thought that was fascinating that it has to have fallen off naturally. And then whatever the decomposition process is that happens once it's fallen from the tree is what creates this amazing scent. I highly recommend getting one of these. And a lot of times, I recommend sage so much as well. A lot of times you can get it as a set, like it'll be like it's different kinds of sages. Sometimes you can get like sage, cedar, and Palo Santo, which is what I would really recommend. Sometimes the sage is mixed with rose, which is it looks beautiful because it's got these, um, like, this light gray leaf or white. It's white, technically white, but it's like a light gray mixed with rose, like bright red rose petals or pink rose petals. It's really beautiful. Um, so yeah, I recommend getting some Palo Santo. But yeah, working with the essential oil and that, oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's in my Keep Calm blend that I mix with lavender and Palo Santo. So if you get the Keep Calm blend, it would be a good crown chakra oil as well. Um, Palo Santo means saint wood, so that's going to connect you to the divine and to things. Um, it's also because it's a tree and it does connect you to your root chakra as well. So it might be something good to connect you to on both ends to align all of your chakras from the root to the crown. Um, and it's great for clearing negative energy. I like to sage around my house first because that is like going to suck all that negative energy out of there. And then lighting Palo Santo afterwards, closing the windows and keeping that positive in and introducing like some sweetness. It has like a sweet, spicy kind of smell to it. So that's like my cleaning ritual. After I finish cleaning, I sage the whole house, like open all the windows, sage the house, and then I do that counterclockwise. And then I shut all of the windows and go around the house clockwise because that's bringing counterclockwise is like kind of rewinding, like sweeping all of that negative energy backwards out of your home, and then Palo Santo bringing the sweetness and the positive energy clockwise and like reintroducing it into the future, if that makes sense. Um, I so in the one of the chakra books, I didn't bring my Kindle up with me. I just realized because I was going to show you the chakra books that I had been using again, but one of them, the Ultimate Guide to the Chakras by Athena Parakis, she recommended St. John's Wort as a crown chakra herb, which I'm not familiar with that, but I just thought I'd mention it because I'd mentioned St. John's Wort before for the solar plexus, and it is one of my favorite herbs. It was like one of the first herbs that I ever was introduced to because my whole journey with herbalism started when I was dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety as a teenager, and St. John's Wort back in the 90s was really popular, and it had like just started coming out in the grocery stores as in tincture form, so it had a lot of hype back then. So that was one of the first herbs that I ever used to, because my first herbal book was, I can't tell you the author's name, but it was called Healing Anxiety with Herbs. So those were the first herbs that I was introduced to, and I think at the same time there was a used bookstore in Raleigh a long time ago that closed a few years ago. It's not around anymore, but I think it was Healing Anxiety with Herbs, and then I got a whole book that was totally outdated, but it was only on St. John's Wort. It was like a whole little book, and so that was one of the first herbs I ever learned about because it's good for treating depression. Um, I guess that like looking at it in that same like mental clarity, clearing your mind, reducing anxiety is going to help you be more connected to your crown chakra and the divine, I guess is where that comes from. But I couldn't find any other information, or I think I maybe just didn't spend enough time looking for more information on St. John's Wort and the crown chakra. But I thought that was interesting. So I thought I'd just mention it as well because it is one of my favorite herbs to work with. And one thing I don't think I mentioned it in the solar plexus video because it's yellow and the solar plexus color is yellow. And I feel like I was connecting it in the way, not only because of the color, but reducing anxiety is going to connect you to your confidence and you're going to be more courageous if you're not anxious. So that was me connecting it to the solar plexus. But it also, and externally as an oil, which is what I'm hoping to do with the ones that I'm growing this year, is to infuse it into an oil, but it is a mild SPF. I think it's only like an 8 SPF. So it has a strong connection to the sun. And the Hungry Ghost card just tried to jump out again, the one that we pulled yesterday. Maybe I have some ghosts following me around. Well, it says there's 2 people watching, but you know what? I think that means 2, like 1, the camera, and then 2, I have my phone on just because I'm not wearing my glasses, so it's hard for me to see the chat. And so I have YouTube open on my phone here so that I can see the chat clearly. And so I think that means 2. I think it's the camera and my phone, and that's the 2 people that are watching. So the whole time I've been like, oh, maybe somebody's out there. I really wanted to do some live readings. I thought that would be fun. But we'll just pull one for right now. Again, this is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck by Colette Baron Reed. And even if there's somebody watching later, thank you for watching. I've learned a lot. I hope you've learned a lot. I feel great today, but this was really hard. I wanted it to be something that I had to stick to every day, and I accomplished that, but it was kind of hard. It was a lot of research and note taking and preparing and making teas and getting all the oils and it was a lot of work. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to take the weekend off, and by weekend I mean Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I might do a video on Monday just to kind of tie everything together, because I know I'm not always on my best. I'm not always on my A game, and I was struggling a lot to get through this. I intended to do it 7 days straight, and ended up being like, I don't know, what was it, like a 10-day process or something like that, because I took last weekend off as well. Because energy work is hard, and out there is hard. So I appreciate if you leave a comment to be kind, because I did work hard to do this, and I am a sensitive person. So I'm just doing this with love in my heart. So please be kind to me as well. Okay, here we go. The card for today is the Phoenix. Resurrection, surrender to change. I really love the art. Well, I love the art on all the decks, but these ones are so vibrant, and they really kind of they're good cards to meditate on. So we'll see what the next message is for us. And again, I'm not really sure. These ones are numbered. I'm not sure. She doesn't mention anything about numerology as far as I can tell, but let's see. Can we see? No. This was my tarot card that I picked this morning. It's a really great practice to have, to just sit and breathe in the morning, light some sage, light a candle, pull a tarot card. That might even work better. Nope. Oh, Allison, you're such a mess. I know. It's okay. All right, whatever. Okay, the Phoenix appears as your ally to celebrate your journey and to ensure your ultimate success. This is true even if it appears that you've just passed through a metaphorical experience of death or are currently enduring a perception of failure in your life. So, whenever you pull that death card in tarot, it's usually like a rebirth. It's the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. So, it's not like a scary thing. I mean, change is scary, but usually good things are to come after. Death and rebirth are related when you enter the realm of the phoenix. Seen in this light, nothing truly dies, but rather changes from one ending directly into new beginnings. Just what I just said. The phoenix is constantly reinventing itself and rises full and new and even more powerful with every death it experiences. This could signal an end of a relationship or a dynamic within one, or an end of a job, a project, or even a life. Perhaps no failure is involved, but it's time for a complete overhaul of your circumstances. You may be tired of what you're doing, or you may know intuitively that it's time to move on and try something new. Whatever the case, a death of the old and celebration of new life are called for. Whatever you do now will indeed be success and a successful endeavor. It's been a rebirth for you into exploring the energy world. And again, I want to thank you for joining me. It's been fun. It's been hard. It's been long. It's been tough. I think I will do a video on Monday to kind of recap everything and tie it together because, again, I know I'm kind of all over the place. But again, thanks for joining me in my crazy tattoo face. And I hope the Phoenix brings some light and rebirth and reincarnation to your day. And I hope you enjoy exploring the crown chakra and the rest of your chakras. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Monday.